Hello and welcome to the Club 12 podcast, the ultimate Dundee FC talking point. I'm here with Jamie. How are you?
Good.
You looking forward to the new season?
I am. Part of it is wants it to hurry up, but at the same time, part of it doesn't.
Well, I think after last season I wanted to really hurry up because that was horrific. Right, let's crack on. Gary Bowyer. What do you think?
For what I've seen, interview-wise, he seems alright. I mean, he seems like he knows what he's talking about. Judging by Salford last season as well, if you look at their results, they weren't too bad.
See, you said that. I'd never really... I mean, I'd heard them, but I didn't really know much about them.
Neither did I. I don't think anybody did. When I seen a photo of him, I thought, boy, Alfie, Toy Story. You know?
the chicken farm. The chicken. It's not. What's he got to do with chickens? He's something about chickens, isn't he? Is it? He's Van. He's Van's something to do with chickens.
He looked like him. That's the only thing I thought when I seen him. But through his interviews, the boy that he's brought in as well, is it Billy Barr?
Yeah.
He seems half deep. So we'll give him a chance. That's all we could do. I'm glad we got somebody outside the box. Don't get me wrong, I probably would have took Jack Ross. I'm pretty sure most Dundee fans would have took Jack Ross, but fuck him.
Okay, good. So, I mean, I wouldn't have took Jack Ross or Sean Maloney. I kind of secretly hated the fact that everybody wanted them. Yeah. I couldn't have barely thought, we'll give Gary Bowyer a chance and we'll see what happens. But, yeah.
Hopefully he brings in some boys down south, because there's good talent in Scotland, but
right, so
it's a really good team. Like if you look at Motherwell, for example, they've been brilliant at bringing in boys from down south and marking them decent players, and they're in the top 6 level every year. So
we'll sign one guy, right? And you keep calling him the French guy, but he's not French. His name's Tyler French, right? Right, okay. Let's go with the French guy.
And I think we were on about it earlier. We didn't care where he plays, because if you look at Wikipedia, it says he's a centre half. But then on his Instagram, everybody was like, I'm going to miss your assists. so I'm not sure if he's just got a really, really good whip on him, or if he attacks corners or free kicks or what, but hopefully he's decent.
Right, well, I guess we'll find out. How will life without Charlie be?
But I've got him a Charlie Adam top right now.
I can see that.
I thought if we're going to what Greece, but it's going to be hard. Again, we were on about it. If you look at the games that we played last year, the games that we won, last year, Charlie was involved in nearly every year. Okay? The games that we got beat, he was injured or he was pissed driving a car or whatever. So, but it's going to be harder for him. The way that we played last year as well was set pieces.
Would you have given him another deal?
I'd give him a 10-year deal. I
would have. That's not the point.
Anybody was got it anyway. But it's going to be hard because, as I said, he was the real focal point of the way that we played.
I had read that he signs for like Cove or Queen's Park or something. I think
you go back to the south, right? He's probably got another season.
See, I was surprised last season, right, where we sent Finlay Robertson out on loan, because to me, him and Charlie Adam are fairly similar types of players. So when Charlie wasn't playing, throw Finlay Robertson in his position.
See, Finlay Robertson, I remember we played, I think it was Aberdeen in the League Cup game. It was last year or the year before. And it went to extra time. I think penalties, I've got beaten extra time in penalties. And Finlay Robertson was amazing. He started the game and he bossed the midfield. I think he was about 17 or 18. And for then, he's just never really... Like, I was amazed by him there. I thought he was the next best thing. And he's just never done it. But again, he's, like you said last year, he never had a chance.
He got put on loan last season. Yeah. And we never really heard any more. At all.
I'd like to see him back in, like... Plus, he's a wee bit Alvin Ortiz. Hopefully he's bumped up a wee bit.
So, it seems like we're going to have 3 midfielders that have come through the youth system with Robertson, Anderson and Mulligan.
Yeah.
That's not bad. You've got 3 coming through.
I like Anderson.
I like Anderson. I liked him ever since that tackle against St Mirren last season. About 2 games in, when really what he should have done, right?
Did he not score that day or that before it?
I can't even remember. No, I didn't think he scored that day. But because I'm sure it was the game at Dens, and instead he should have done a Chiellini and just grabbed the back of the boy's shirt, and he never. He went in back of the knee, 2 feet. My mate Bono says, that was never a red card. I was like, mate, that was serious assault. Ever since then, I've kind of loved him.
Me too.
Killer Anderson.
And you can if you're putting on a bet builder, you're attacking him for a yellow card.
You're attacking him, yeah.
Every week.
Him for the yellow card, yeah. I didn't think we'll get that in the Champions hip.
What?
The Champions hip.
Oh, right.
I can't be able to say it properly, can
No, I think he'll be a good player, especially for that league. Boy Mulligan, see last year he came on again. He looked pretty decent, and I haven't really seen much of him, to be honest. Because I actually remember Sam Ferry talking about him when he was at Peterhead, and he says, "We've got a boy from Dundee called Josh Mulligan, and he's about to be brilliant. He's going to come. He was at Peterhead. He's like he's going to go back to Dundee at the end of the season, and he'll play for them every single week." And he's been right.
He kind of did actually.
He did.
He did. Because I think he was playing for us because we went up to Peterhead in the cup
We did go
on a cold Monday night. It was brutal. It wasn't. It was good.
It was the coldest game.
It actually was the coldest game I'd ever been at as well. But I didn't really remember it too much because I was kind of half steaming. So I didn't care whether Mulligan had a good game or not.
Wonder the boss left it.
I did end up on the telly though because I come at the match and my phone was going mental. I said, "Mate, you're on BBC." I was like, "Oh no."
That was when Charlie put shades on. Right?
That's exactly right that Charlie put his shades on. But unfortunately, Charlie's gone. Dave McKay's gone as well. What do you think of that?
You know, I'm actually quite glad, to be honest with you, because I think, especially with Gary Bowyer coming in, like we need a change. We need a change, I think, and not from top to bottom, but we need a better team on the park, and we need a manager that's going to do that. And I think if he's going to bring in his own guys, it's only going to be better. Don't get me wrong, Dave McKay was how long has he been with for? 3-4 years. I think McPake came in.
He's been with him. I think it was he come in when McPake come in. I think it might have been the second season. I can't remember because Jimmy Nicholl was in for a wee while to start. That's right. But
look, I kind of seen it coming as well. When you see McPake at the Dunfermline job, you can't. He was going to want to go back in for Dave McKay, but as wise, I'm happy. I'm not really too bad with that, to be honest with you. How do you think?
I quite like Dave McKay. See, he was a good player, and he's got a really good reputation because he's worked for a load of different managers across Scotland doing like scouting missions, going away and looking at this and that. So he's got a good knowledge of different players, different systems.
Well.
And saying that, it's not done with any fucking good the past couple of seasons, but I don't know, I just like the boy here. Another big loss to the backroom team is the biggest loss actually is because I used to like seeing this person sitting in the dugout. Right. Folk would say to me, "What's that?" I'd be like, "That is Lorraine Nobody."
She stayed upstairs.
She did. Well, not for me, for you. But that's right. Lorraine's worked at Dens for years, eh? It's a shame to see her go.
It is a shame to see her go. And the worst thing is that the kettle's not going to be boiled any closer to what it's been. I mean, the kit's not going to be washed properly. I'm quite worried, to be honest with you. And the worst, I've been looking online to see if Dundee's been advertising for a new kit woman, and so far there's nothing. And it's not like Charlie Adam could do it as well, because he would have done everything. Bring the kit, bring the buzz, but it's a sharing, like. She's been there for 25 years, hasn't she?
Jesus. When was she there? She was there when the Benettis were there. She definitely was there when the Benettis were there. So I don't know how much more before that, whatever managers there was. But that's a fair amount of time.
And come on, obviously we're kind of laughing and joke about it, but it's quite sad because if you think about it, obviously she's been there a long time, and like I don't know why didn't they just keep her on. Like,
I'm sure there's a joke for her today.
I was saving money for the boyfriend's packing 10 grand a week or something. Like, I don't know how we can just shoot. It's like she would have been on 2 grand a week in a clean sheet bonus.
She'll not have had one of them in the past fucking couple of seasons, eh?
But that's a sad end, man.
And so I remember as well because there was so we've got a new mascot as well.
What?
I know, right? There's a new mascot. It's I think it's a crocodile. I think it's a play on crocodile. It must be a snappy, I think it's called, right? I could be wrong about this. Maybe I was really drunk. But anyway, I'm sure I've seen this somewhere. But I like the fact that we had a D-Walk.
I like D-Walk.
Like even folk,
he's a bit different, right?
Even folk who are this world love Dundee. It's just.
So we've
now got a crocodile. However, I was going to say that her son, he was the mascot for a while. Do you remember that?
John?
Big John. He was the mascot for. I'm not going to lie. I would love that job, but I'm not dressing in a fucking crocodile.
I would get sacked if I got that job.
How?
Because I'd be getting it tight to the away fans.
Do you think you'd be allowed to take a flare with you?
Do you know? No.
How not? Because I've got a bit of a thing for flares.
Juice, never mind the flare. Nah.
Well, okay. Fair dues. But I would still do that job. That would be a job that I would do. Lorraine could have done that.
Do you mind when I think we were playing Aberdeen and D-Walk grabbed the sheep and just started mounting it?
I didn't really remember that. Yeah, I'm sure D-Walk does, and I'm sure the sheep does as well. Right, we've got a new addition to the forward line, or the midfield. Paul McMullans here. Well, he's got had one of these transplant things. Come on, good on him. It's about time he's dealt with.
We've been telling him for about 2 or 3 years, shouting, screaming at him for the dairy. Gowser, get your hair sorted. So I'm glad he's finally taken in some of what people have been saying. He must have been getting pelted. He must have been slaughtered.
I mean, to be fair, I bet he gave it back as good as he got it. But I do wonder though, does that hurt when you hit at the back? Like, do you feel it? Is it different?
What? You got a bad head?
But he's not. But he's had. He's had a transplant put in.
Alright, I thought he just shaved.
No, he started the old.
Alright. Of course that's going to hurt. Mind you, he's only really one for jumping up and winning a header.
If that comes back, that'll be a bigger comeback than take that.
Yeah. That's not cool.
Well, look, I'm glad Gibbs there for another season, because when you look at our team, right, look down the middle of our team, I don't think we've got overly much. I mean, we've got a few stalwarts in the team. I think we'll do a job, but we're lacking a wee bit of creativity, and I think we need somebody in the team like Gowser, but it's going to make people fight, dig in, and be dogged and determined. We need him.
That's how, and again, we've mentioned it loads of times. Dundee fans are hard to please. Like, we're tough, like, and he's stuck at it, but we like him. And the reason how we like him is because he fights every single week, and he gets people going. And if we're not playing well, he's slapping people on the back of the head, telling them to get their finger out. Okay? We do need somebody like Gowser, and he's going to look like a new player with that shaved haircut. I'm quite looking forward to seeing him. How old is he now? 36?
I don't care. He's younger than me, so that's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, I still think I could tap again. So I mean, Mr. Bowyer phoned the morning. I've been doing my 5Ks. By the way, Mr. Bowyer, I'm sub 25 minutes for my 5K. Just putting that out there. But no, I mean, look, Gowser did alright last season when he played, so he's going to do alright in the Championship this season. You'd expect him to be a leader.
I do, and come up. I think God's honest truth, I don't actually think he's going to get that much game time. Because if you look at last year, he didn't really get on the park that much. Same as Niall McGinn. Niall McGinn's quality, like he is. Niall McGinn's a great player. But because of that age, managers look at him and think, he'll maybe give a good half an hour. And they're not going to start every single week. But Gowser's definitely somebody that you hate to keep, especially for the junior.
So is there anywhere that we need to strengthen then?
Nah.
Where do we start? Well, look, let's start with the goalkeeping situation, because the last time I seen a good goalkeeper at Dens, Neil McCann told me he would never play for the club again, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So
one thing about Dundee, I remember when I was going to Dens, is we were always had a good keeper. remember when Big Rab, if a team had a corner, right, and they swung the bar, Big Rab's catching that, had they on, every single time. And you felt secure, knowing that you've got a guy in the goal who's going to do the job. See, as you're right, face Scott Bain, and Scott Bain was good. He was very, very good. But since him, the keepers have been fucking shite. Let's be straight.
Yeah,
to the point.
I mean, I single-handedly think that Jack Hamilton must have cost us 30 points over the course of a couple of seasons. Legston certainly cost us some last season, enough to. Could we have avoided relegation? Well, maybe if Charlie was in the goal.
Jack Hamilton's listening to this, I'd turn it off. He was the worst. Honestly, he's the worst. I don't care how he made it as a football player. And see how, remember when Scotland played England and there was that 2-2 draw where Lee Griffiths scored their free kicks, right? Yeah. You can Jack Hamilton was on the bench for Scotland that day.
He's dangerous.
I swear to God. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Right? That's how we signed him. I honestly think we signed him on that basis that Hearts are letting him go. He's been in Scotland 21s. He must be pretty decent. He was rotten. He couldn't catch a card, right? Legston's. He's alright. I wouldn't put him in the goal every week. Can he? As I said, he can maybe wash the kit. Or
he's not really staked the shirt. He's not claimed it as his.
No, they've all been alright, short stopping wise, right? The boy Lessons, he's actually alright, let's be honest. He is, he's alright. But if we want to build a team that's going to be half decent and competitive and could win a cup, just one cup, we need a decent keeper. The boy Lessons isn't the way you go for it. Or I watched them. I think we played Hearts last season, and I had the game on the TV, and he'd fumbled the first. I think it was in the first 10 minutes, maybe 2 or 3, and then for that he made a couple of good saves and all the rest of it. But then the next week he done the same thing. He fumbled it, and then he done. Remember that night in Peterhead, where he.
I really didn't remember much of that.
No, I can't. But remember when we got him, we watched the highlights, and Waller pure 2-footed the boy.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
That was worse than Max Anderson's assault, right? And he was doing that every week, and again, he's not the way to go forward. Now, Harry Sharp, I'm alright with Harry Sharp. I wouldn't. I still think we need another goalkeeper, and I would probably get one that's arguably better than Harry Sharp. But Harry Sharp's not done too much wrong, to be honest with you.
I goes into the hairdresser. I went to see Lynn, my hairdresser, right? And I sits down in the chair and she says to me, "You must ken that boy, Dave." I says, "Oh, what is he? Plays for Dundee." I says, "How the fuck is he?" Right? I've never fucking seen the boy in my life. She says, "I don't care, I never thought to ask him his name. He's a goalkeeper." Now, straight away I kind of thought, fucking goalkeeper, like that wasn't Legston, because he would have got rattled on the spot. And I've been put in their place. So, a process of elimination, I says, I actually went on the BBC and had a wee look, right? And here's the boy. I never even heard of him. Harrison Sharp, right? It's Harrison, that's his name. So I figured that was him. I says, right, Lynn, see if he fucking comes back in. You tell him, right, when he gets a chance, I want him to go through Aberdeen. Like, I didn't care whether Oscar, I didn't care whether Jockey Scott's in front of him, right? I want him to plough right through him and claim it as his own. Well, of course, here, the next week, did he not start? Was it Rangers? I can't remember if it was Rangers. I actually can't remember. He actually done it right. So
that's how I was.
And I think he's still young. He's still young as well. He still needs to fill out a wee bit as well.
What is he? 20, 21?
I didn't even think he is that. I could be wrong. He's fucking younger than me. So. But anyway,
the keeper somewhere. I hope Gary Bowyer looks at him and thinks, right, first things first. We need a goal.
Yeah. What's Bobby Geddes doing? So, but no, look, yeah. So, right, we need a goalie, right? That's for sure. When you look at the back four, I mean, if Ashcroft's going to be fit and we could keep Sweeney, because let's be honest, he was probably our best player last season. And your best players usually go.
Yep.
Looks like Marshall's been offered something as well. So whether he goes or not, I don't know. So we'd kind of need to replace him. So I
was looking before we've done this and all the Dundee defenders. And I think we've got, on the website anyway, if you go on Dundee's website, we've got 5 defenders, right? We've got Kerr, Ashcroft, Sweeney, Marshall, and the young boy Fisher. And I couldn't tell you if he's a left back or the right back in the changing room. No idea. We've also got McGee, could fill in at centre half, right? That's understandable.
Boy French, new boy.
Boy French, you still don't care what he plays.
We don't even care what nationality he is.
No. What nationality? Is he Welsh?
No, I think he's English, but he played for Wrexham in Wales, but his surname's French. It's a bit like Tom English, well, works for the BBC and is clearly from Ireland. So, anyway, BBC Scotland, by the way, there are also other good radio stations, because that ends, well, we'll leave that there.
But so we definitely need more players in defence. I've said it before. Carney Kerr, he's a decent player, but if we are wanting to be a competitive team going forward, we need a new right back. Sorry, but we do. He's good defensively, and he'll do a job in the Championship. I don't want to hear go Carney Kerr, right? But we need somebody better there. We do. Daley Campbell, right?
He was good.
Daley Campbell, I can't believe. It's actually bugging me.
I think that comes down to that tackle. Do you mind of that tackle? Where it kind of looked like a clothesline, but with a threat.
Was that in the last minute? A red card?
Yeah. Was it Aberdeen?
I think it might have been. Because he also elbowed somebody in the purse against Celtic at Parkhead, and he got away with it.
Good for him. Yep. Well done, Daley Campbell.
I mean, a new right back, definitely. Just somebody that could go forward and cross the bar. Camy's good defensively. 1v1. There's not many players that could actually beat him for pace and his determination.
See, I think that's one of the things.
He's just not confident enough.
One of the things we've failed to do at Dens for the 40 years that I've been going, right? We didn't use the big pitch enough. We've got one of the biggest pitches in the country, right? We didn't get down and get enough crosses into the box. We're quite happy to get down in the flank and then knock it back and get it down and knock it back. We've got a massive pitch. Get a big target man in the middle. Get the ball in the box then.
Oh.
I'm hoping that's going to happen with Rodden this season.
His goal against Peterhead was really good. See that chip?
Oh, in the friendly. Yeah, pre-season. He took it well. He looked confident.
I'm hoping he'll be good. But was it Partick he was with? Did he score many for Partick?
I think he did score quite a few for Partick. I couldn't tell you his stats.
No. Well, wait and see. But he seems decent. Again, I'd get Kelly Sheridan a lot. Mind you thought he'd do well in the Championship.
See, I think he's one of the players that he's a good player. The problem is his fitness. It's not his ability to play. I think he is a good player. The few times that I have seen him, he has been a good player. I think he come on last season against United. We have a couple of minutes to go because we finished with a front three, right? Well, Lee Griffiths, Jason Cummins, and Killian Sheridan. And that last 5 minutes, we were dangerous. And then we've never seen the three of them again. We're not together.
That was the one man, was it? Pretty sure. I think we were unlucky against United a lot last year.
We were unlucky against a load of teams last year. That was a problem. Again, that comes down to strength in the team. So do you think we need a bit of creativity in the middle of the park?
Do it, but just go back on it at defence. Like Cammy, again, I'd get in the right back. Centre half wise, I'd probably get another one. Sweeney and Ashcroft, one of them's going to get injured through the season, let's be honest. So you want somebody else to step in. And Marshall looks like he might be off. We'll wait and see what happens with that. But a whole new back four for me, I reckon. Midfield, got a lot of good young players. Middle of the park.
We do. Yeah, I think we do here good.
Matt Anderson's somebody that I think should be starting every week. But mind you, he's prone for a red card, so.
He is. I like that though.
Me too.
Like, it shows that he's.
And there's a lot of Dundee fans out at Youth Academy as well. Like, boys Finlay Robertson, he's a Dundee fan. Mulligan, I'm sure he's a Dundee fan. And Max Anderson. And boys like that, you want them in the team because it means more to them than the likes of Jordan Marshall or just a random name, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You want them in the team. And middle of the park, I think we're alright. But we're missing Charlie. And that's going to be. Could we cope with him?
Well, I mean, we do have wide options, right? Because we do have McGinn, McMullan, Anybody? Any other mix? No.
Mick Jagger.
I don't think Mick Jagger's playing. He's out with a bad hip, Mick Jagger. But I mean, they're decent players. But again, you're going to need to utilise them. Get them using the width of the pitch and get the ball in the box.
We just mentioned Paul McMullans bits.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right. Just change them. Just get a nice dark blue pair of bits. Take your tangerine ends off and throw them away. That's how you need to do it. That's how you need to do it. I'll support you a wee bit more. And see when you give the ball away, I want to call you a wee hard bastard. Can just change your bits and all will be forgiven.
Spray paint them. Or actually, we'll start a GoFundMe for Paul McMullans. I think we should do that. So I was actually there's a guy I work with. He's a coach with another team, and he was telling me when he was at Wraith for a while. And it was when Ian Davidson signed for Dundee, and he was turn up to Dens with his orange bits, and he was like, he can't turn up with orange bits, and he played one match in them, and I think he had a stinker, and he was like, can't wear orange bits, and he never brought them back.
Good.
So McMullen, get some different bits.
Come on, it's maybe just because he's got like 3 feet, the only matter.
I'm wondering if it's because he's just not had the right opportunity to steal them, because he always looks like he's just dipped you for a feather or asked you for your last fag or something.
Probably wearing 2 left bits because he's tandem with a sports director at the front.
Thing is, he can change again. Like he's got that yard of pace. He could play somebody in. His finishing's no great. His passing's no great. And not so much he's passing, but he's crossing. His final pass, that clinical final pass. He seems to be missing that bit of bottle about him.
I mean, he's a good player though.
He is a good player.
See if you get him running down the line 1v1, he's going to beat the guy. He's going to beat the defender. But as you said, it's that final bar. I thought last season, definitely the start of the season, he was probably the best player at the beginning of last season, or he was up there with Charlie and all the rest of it. But I think he'll be a big player for us next year. Niall McGinn, again, I like Niall McGinn. I would play him every week if we could.
You would expect him to do a job in the Championship.
He could have done a job in the Premier League if Mark McGee had come up. Mark McGee's a swear word, so I mentioned that. We're not even speaking about that.
Lord Voldemort, he who must not be named.
I'll put a feather in the GoFundMe chat.
Yeah, anytime somebody mentions Lord Voldemort, then the feather goes in the GoFundMe account, right? We'll get that GoFundMe thing going at some point, and you could throw in 30 bob to it. It'll be great. So, is there anybody that's free and available at the minute that you think that would do a good job for us, or anybody you think that's in the pipeline to come to Dens, or you'd like to see at Dens?
Who's available? Like, honestly, having a look.
No. I mean, Gareth Bale was free until recently, but I've heard he's went over to that American league. He's dropped down a level.
Is Gary Harkins still kicking a ball?
Gary Harkins, so he's at forfeit.
That's just not wrong.
So him and Gary Irvine, they're the coaching team at forfeit.
Maybe no Gary Irvine. I like Gary Irvine, but I know he's not going to get with a carry card. So, but Gary Harkins, look. Are we going to get, let's be honest, there's not many players out there, and the ones that we are going to get are probably going to be for English lower league clubs, because Gary Bowyer he might have his
I suspect he's not really went round Glebe Park and the Recreation Park and the likes of to see what calibre of players kicking about.
No, he probably, he's definitely not. He's not got anybody up here, I think, that will give him insight to Scottish football. He might hit a couple, but no, all the boys we're going to get, I think, are going to be fit down south. And I'm alright with that. Because it's different. I think
if they're putting points on the board, I don't really care.
No.
Absolutely do not care. So, we'll see what happens, I guess, because we're due to kick off soon. So it's League Cup day. The League Cup. So this season in the League Cup, in the group we've got Hamilton, Stranraer, Queen's Park and Farfar. Well, we get to tap on Gary Harkins and Gary.
Right. So what we'll do is when we go to Farfar, We'll say, Gary, fancy tagging again?
Can't play as a trialist in the cup.
Nah, just play.
Just give him a deal. Just give him a deal.
What
I'm disappointed with in this League Cup format, and the particular draw we've got, is the game at Farfur's at Dens, which means we'll not be getting a Bridie, right? Unless we go to Farfur first and come back, but that's pointless.
Nah,
and we've also got a trip to Queen's Park, and we're still not fucking getting to Hampden. What the fuck?
We'll get to Lesser Hampden. So
we're not even getting to Lesser Hampden because we've got to play them at Stenhousemuir.
Is it Thornhill? No, is it going to Thornhill? Park?
I thought it was at Stenhousemuir. I think they're playing at Stenhousemuir this season, which is beside Falkirk.
Whatever it is.
Because apparently that's a big rivalry. Falkirk, Stenhousemuir. Oh, they hate each other. Oh, that's like Morgan
Tell me about that. But come on. Even if we did get Queen's Park at Hampden, actually, we would have probably took a decent support of that. I would have went. I ken a lot of people who would have went to that.
I think I still might. I might go to the...
Maybe not quite the amount we took to the Rangers getting back in 2003.
Well, no, I presume not.
I think we would have taken a large crowd there. Come on, this League Cup, it's just friendlies at the end of the day, is it? I mean, it
kind of feels like that.
League Cup, but
it's not until you get through the group, though.
No, I know.
That's kind of how it feels like.
Getting through is absolute minimum. We shouldn't be battering the teams. Hamilton as well. I think Hamilton should be a swear word for Mark McGee.
You'd say that.
McMullan's going to hate the bits probably before the Hamilton game. I've done it again.
McMullan, you're going to hit fucking goal bits by the end of this programme if he keeps going like this.
But
we should qualify for that group, though, you think?
Yeah.
Hamilton, Stranraer, Queen's Park, and Farfur.
Because Hamilton as well, they've got what about 9 players? I don't know. Was it not them?
I was reading that the other day. John Rankin's their manager now, and he was struggling to get a team.
And the reason that he was struggling to get a team was because
I want to play
could buy more than what Hamilton could. So
I want to play in the Lowland League because the Lowland League paid better. That's what it is. The Lowland, some of the teams have got. That's not just the Lowland League, but it's other leagues. No. They've got better budgets and more money for whatever reasons.
Hamilton's budget must be poor. They should
just like their fucking team. I do. I kind of hate Hamilton.
I hate Hamilton. Come on, I've been to that ground, right? Probably more, I think, than well, obviously no more than Dens, but I reckon that's the ground I've been to the most through any other team. And I've seen every result there possible. I've seen a 0-0, I've seen us getting beat 1-0, I've seen us getting beat 3-0. I've seen Stephen Milne score a hat-trick at Hamilton. And it's just a shite atmosphere, it's a shite stadium, and it's full of people from Hamilton.
Well, there is that, I suppose. Yeah. I do kind of feel this. I kind of feel like that with Inverness a wee bit. I kind of hate Inverness.
No, really?
I tell you what it is, right? When I was wee, Inverness wasn't even a team, right? So there used to be, so this is a bigger rivalry than Falkirk Stenhousemuir, right? But you used to hate Inverness Cali and Inverness Thistle, right?
Right.
And they hated each other, right? With a passion, right? Well, there was blood on the streets, Inverness, so there was, but no, there was, so for, I think it was Clydebank or Meadowbank or somebody went, up the wah, basically. And I was going to say administration, but it's no administration. They just kind of go defunct. Right? That's kind of what happens. But anyway, so the teams that stepped in were Inverness and Ross County, and I never seen the two of them as real football teams because they'd played in other wee dingy leagues before, right? The Diddy leagues, and now they are in the Diddy league, but so are we. Right? But I never seen them as a real team.
Yeah.
I kind of hate playing them.
See, Inverness, they've kind of always been a team for FBB, so I can't really remember that. The only team I remember being like that was Gretna, and they used to raft us every time we played them. I mean, going to Hampden and then betting like, was it 3-0? 3-0? 4-0? 3-0?
In the semi-final.
It was a series, whatever it was. I used to be like that with them, but then they did, so
So you were that right with that?
Right, yeah. Right. Just need Hamilton to do it soon. But no, we should get through.
See, it's weird because I remember when I was wee, right, some of the bigger teams that were in the top flight, right? Well, the teams that were in the top flight were like Morton, Clydebank, Dumbarton. What else was it? St Mirren. St Mirren was fair. See, I always thought as well that Aberdeen and St Mirren was a derby, right? Because on Derby Day, we played United, Celtic played Rangers, and Hearts played Hibs. And there was only a few teams left. And Aberdeen always seemed to play St Mirren. So I just presumed that was a derby for years and years. But it turns out it's not.
What is it, 200?
There's a good I don't think it's quite a couple of hundred, but it's not far fetched anyway. But anyway, we're getting kind of off topic here, right? I want a League Cup. That's basically where we're going with this. Gary Bowyer, if you're listening, I want a League Cup, and I want in soon. I'm not saying this season.
I want in this season.
You want in this season?
I just want it. I want to go hammer again with Dundee.
I just want to hear a team that we could actually say, doesn't matter what we're playing, they're going to turn up.
Yeah.
They're going to fight and dig in. Doesn't matter if they win every week. They've just got to turn up, and dig in. I'm happy with that. We'll need to round it up pretty soon, but do you know who we'll need to mention? We can't mention the boys for the South East section. But we better not assume their genders, eh? Again, so I'm sure there's some wonderful females in there as well. Let's call them the ultras for the South East section.
No, I've been on the bus, and I don't think there's any females. The young team, they're quality, are they? I think there's two. So the two that started, I think one of them was called John, the other name's Bobby, and they done. So when I was when I was at school, we always wanted to do the same thing. We always wanted to get the daily jump in. You go to other grounds, you go to like places like Motherwell and St Mirren, and just be teams like that. They're pretty similar to us, size-wise and stuff. They're a wee bit big.
Just a load of wee pricks, basically.
They're able to create a good atmosphere.
It's good fun.
It's great fun. It's great fun. And we took the drive up to Aberdeen. We had it on the bus, and the driver he was alright with it, but he must have had a bit of a sore head.
Was his name Trevor?
I think it was.
Trevor the driver. Like, he should be the name of every bus driver.
But they've done great, and what you can see now, I've got a scarf over my team.
I bought a scarf as well.
You got a scarf?
I did. I got a scarf.
They're getting flags made and stuff like that as well.
T-shirts. If you've not already bought a t-shirt or a flag, you could still get them. Check out their Facebook page.
Give a check on Instagram as well.
The South East section.
They've got a GoFundMe page. We can maybe throw McMullans bits in there too.
Maybe they could chip in.
I might give them an email.
Can maybe get the wee symbol on the back of his bits.
They'll be going to Stenhouse. They'll be going to Stranraer. I'll be going to that. I'm not sure about you, but Stranraer.
No, I remember the last time I went to Stranraer.
A bit too far for me, like. But no, they're doing well. Like, we'll make continue.
Good on them. Right, so we'll need to wrap this up. It's been a pleasure for doing this Club 12 podcast. How's it been, Jamie?
It's been good.
It's been good. Fun, eh? We'll need to do this again.
We'll do it again.
We'll be back before the start of the season. The season starts on July the 31st, and we're playing Partick on Friday night.
Good. That'll be good.
That'll be good. A few beers. Whiteys, Bowser, Whiteys, will be in them.
That'll be good.
Right, cool. Right, well, we've been the Club 12 podcast. Take care. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.